Good afternoon, Year 6.
Good afternoon.
And today's chapter is chapter 14, Ghost Snot. Down in the darkness of the cellar, Stella stood silently listening to Soot's real-life horror story. "It was a very long time ago now," said the ghost. "I was so little my master thought he could push me up any chimney, whatever the size. He knew this house had this maze of chimneys and little tunnels. So I was the perfect lad for the job. Weird thing was I had this funny little feeling when I walked in the door." Soot became lost in thought. The light from his body cast shadows on the walls of the cellar. The shadows moved and danced as he spoke, painting pictures from his story like illustrations in a book. "What do you mean, a funny feeling?" Stella was intrigued. The ghost pondered for a moment. "Dunno, like I'd been here before or something, but I couldn't have, could I?" Stella searched her mind for an answer. As he had been abandoned as a baby and grown up in a workhouse, it seemed impossible that he had ever set foot in this great country house before. "I wouldn't have thought so," she replied. "Nah, suppose you're right, my lady. Still, it was weird. So, me master pushed me up the chimney and I was doing me brushing with me old pyjama flip. Brush? Yup, with me hands. Me master has gone out for a smoke. Then, Lord love a duck, I noticed me bum was getting really hot." "Hot?" asked the girl. "Yeah, that's what I said. I looked down the chimney and someone had only gone and lit the fire." "Oh no," said Stella. She felt for the poor boy. "Who would have done that?" "Dunno, I never saw him. I cried for help but no one came running. I guess they could have just known I was up there. Couldn't have known I was up there. Before I could say Jack Sprat, there was all this smoke coming up. The chimney was so blocked I couldn't climb up it. I was stuck. I was a goner." "That's a horrible story," said the little girl, who was imagining it all in her mind. Of the hundreds of ways someone might die, this was particularly horrifying. Being trapped in a tiny space as thick black smoke enveloped you. A tear welled up in her eye and traced a line down her cold blackened face. "You're crying, my lady. I don't like seeing a pretty little girl like you cry." Somehow this made Stella cry even more. She cried for Soot, her parents, and finally for herself. "And that's me story, my lady," said Soot. The little girl dabbed her eyes with her nightdress, took a deep breath to gather herself. "So, why did you stay here at Saxby Hall?" "I didn't have nowhere else to go, did I?" replied the ghost. "Didn't have a home, didn't even have a name, did I? So I couldn't even try and find my family in that place up in the clouds. They tell you all about it in church. So I just stayed here, going up and down the chimneys all night." "I knew Saxby House was haunted," exclaimed the girl, "but my father and mother didn't believe me." Soot smiled. "Well, the thing with grown-ups is they can't see us ghosts." "No." The girl was intrigued. "Nah, when you grow up, you stop believing in magic and all that. So you can't see anything that isn't really there anymore. Your mind has to be open, like a child's. How old are you, my lady?" "I'm nearly 13, replied Stella. She was very proud of the fact. And like most children, she longed to be older than she was. Sometimes she would dream of being 16 or 18 or 21. She would imagine all the things she could do when she was grown up, like drive a car, have a glass of champagne, stay up until dawn. "Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie me," said Soot, shaking his head. "What?" "When's your actual birthday, my lady? I need to know the date." "My birthday's Christmas Eve." "And what is the date today?" Well, with the crash and falling into a coma, the girl had unsurprisingly lost all track of time. "I'm pretty sure that it's the 21st of December today, so you'll be 13 in just 3 days." "Yes, and that's good, isn't it?" asked the girl. No, my lady. You can see me right now, because you're still a child. But when you turn 13, it'll all change. I don't believe you, said Stella sharply. There you go, retorted the ghost. You're still only 12 and you're already saying you don't believe in something. But, excuse me. With that, Sut put a finger up one of his nostrils and blew out with the other. A globule of glowing mucus landed on the floor. The girl had been brought up to be a lady, to use the correct cutlery at meal times, to ask to be excused from the table, and to blow her nose on a lace handkerchief. She had never seen such disgusting manners. Do you mind? She said, rather offended. Keep your hair on, milady. It's only a bit of ghost snot. With that, he changed nostrils and he blew another globule on the floor. That's revolting, exclaimed Stella. Do you not own a handkerchief? A what? Clearly not. And now there's ghost snot all over the floor of the cellar, and I am not wearing any shoes. Sut stared straight at the girl. Look, milady, it was awful nice to meet you and all that malarkey, but I don't think we two are ever going to be friends. The boys I grew up with in the workhouse weren't bothered by a tiny bit of snot. It's hardly tiny, protested Stella. In fact, there was so much worse than that all over the floor in there. Oh, I shudder to think. One boy dropped his trousers and he did an almighty... I don't want to know, thank you very much, replied Stella, cutting the boy off. Sut looked at Stella. There was an ocean of difference between them that seemed impossible to cross. I think we best say goodbye. And with that, the ghost turned around to disappear back up the coal chute. Wait, pleaded the girl. Please. What now, my lady? Asked Sut. I need your help. And the next chapter is called The Ghost Detective. Ooh. Until then, bye.
Bye.